It's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Behar. It's all yours. I want to take this opportunity to give thanks to God that I've been able, together with Jason Lefkowitz, to reach this milestone of 1,000 videos. That God be able to share maybe 1,000 different divrei Torah, 10 minutes for Torah, classes, discussions of the holidays. Check them all out. They're all available, and you're welcome to study them at all times. Thank you, listeners, for over 500,000 people, individuals, or people clicking. We appreciate it, and we hope you're enjoying learning a lot, and we hope we'll be able to continue, God willing, to share another many years going forward. Parshat Behar speaks a lot about Shemitah and Yovel, the sabbatical year and the Jubilee year. And the sabbatical year, of course, Shabbat Lashem, it's like a Shabbos. Sadecha lo tizra, don't plant your field. Hamacha lo tizmor, don't prune your vineyard. You can't pluck your grapes. We don't work the fields on the sabbatical year. However, if you look in Shemot, where it's also speaking about making a covenant, this week's parsha is toward the end of Vayikra, where we're making a covenant, particularly over these laws. They must be observed in order to keep the laws, keep the land of Israel. So too, in Parshat Mishpatim, where we're standing at Mount Sinai, the covenant was made over Shabbos and over the sabbatical year. And it says there, Vashvi'it, the seventh year, Tishmetena. You should make a Shemitah. You should hold back. Unitashta, you should let it grow, let it lay fallow. Leave it alone. What does it mean to leave it alone? Says the Mechilta, the Midrash there on Shemot, really, really, if you have a fence around it, you've got to knock down part of that fence, make some holes in the fence so people can come in. Because if you're going to declare, anyone can come eat from the fruit field, but you have a closed lock fence, then you're really not letting them come and eat. The whole idea is they'll let the poor people come and eat. But Ella Shagadru Chachamim Netikun. Rabbis said, it's true. Really, you should completely open up your field. But we know that if you just open the field, everyone will come and raid the field, and it'll be a disaster area. It'll look like a hurricane or a storm, a plague of locusts. They'll ruin your vineyards. They'll ruin the trees. You won't have anything left when the sabbatical year is over. So Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, coming down to modern times, he says, you can lock the door, but put up a sign that says, if you want to come into the field, anybody can come in. Call me at the following number, and I'll come and open it up for you. You can come and take some fruit. So in theory, it's hefker. Anybody can take from it. I have no more ownership on my field that year than you do. That there is a Mishnah in Shvi'is on chapter 4, Mishnah 2, and it says there that there's a machloket debate between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. It's one of the famous debates between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. So Beit Shammai only ochlim perush Shvi'is b'tov. You on Shemitah year, you can't eat from the fruits as a favor, meaning, hey, come over my field. I got some grapes. But by the way, could you wash my car tomorrow? Your kids are doing anything tomorrow? Think they could wash my car for me? So, yeah, you're giving away the grapes, but you're also expecting a favor in advance, in return. Can't do it. You might as well charge money. Why don't you charge $50? Why don't you charge, what does it cost for a car wash? $20? Charging $20 for the for those fruits. Can't do it. Beis Hillel say, if you want, you can do a favor for you, not do a favor. You can say thank you, not say thank you, whatever you want. That's what it says in our Mishnah in Shavis, in the tractate about Shemitah. In the tractate called Adios, which is the order of Nezikin, damages, there in chapter 5, Mishnah 2, I think it is, but Mishnah 1, he says there that there's a number of debates between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel, and one of them is as follows. Beit Shammai say that you could have the fruits, whatever you want. You could say thank you for the fruits, not say thank you. You could do him a favor for taking the fruit, not say thank you, not do him a favor. That's what Beis Shammai said. You must thank him for it. You must do him a favor for it. You must do him a favor. There's a mitzvah to leave your field fallow. You have to do him a favor. So some say this Mishnah is a mistake. That's not what it says. Look in Shavias, that's the real debate. And he's saying you can say that, you don't have to. But what about the Ravid? The Ravid is quoted in Tosas Yontif. I believe it's the Ravid on the Sifra. He says as follows. Really, you should be able to come in and take it with nothing, not give anything back. However, we're afraid of something. What are we afraid of? So he says here as follows. He says, the Ravid says, the problem is that people will think that you can just walk into someone's field and take things. We're afraid that in other years, you'll also come in there and you'll think, going to someone's field. You ever walk by a field? It's tempting. Go by a field, they have some apples. They got a whole tree full of apples, a whole orchard full of apples. I'm hungry. You just have one apple. There's even a pasuk in Parsha Kitei. It sounds like that. You're walking through someone's field, you take some fruits. The rabbis say, no, only if you're working in the field, then you can take the fruits. But in general, you can't just walk in and take fruits. So if during the sabbatical year, we let the kids, we let the poor people, we let everybody just walk in and just take Mr. Goldberg's fruits, then in the other years, they'll also say, it's got a lot of fruit. I just taking one fruit, just a little bit, just a little basket, a little picnic. So we're afraid this will corrupt everyone. So on the one hand, the Shemitah year is all about sort of almost a temporary communist value of the what they call shalcha shali and shali shalach, shali shalach shalcha shali. Whatever is yours is mine. Whatever is mine is yours. Which the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says that's an amar. It's kind of a fool if you think that. It's very nice you're letting everyone take your things, but you can't take other people's things. But on the Shemitah year, we say, no, laissez-faire attitude, forget private property. Well, you think you're such a big shot, you have 10 fields, the other guy only has no fields. Nah, whatever you want, you can have less, more. It doesn't matter. We're all equal. Anyone can take whatever they want. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, we don't want to corrupt people to the extent that people start to steal. And people will think, whatever is his is mine, whatever's mine is his. That's an amar, that's a fool. So the Ravid believes that the Beis Hillel actually instituted sort of a stringency. It sounds like a leniency, but it's a stringency. That's true. We're going to give the impression that we're sort of trading, that you can have the fruit, but you have to say thank you to Mrs. Goldberg. Before you leave, you got to say thank you to the old lady who owns the field. So that sounds, Reish Shammai says, that's not, I'm going to be strict and not going to you can't do that because she's charging for the field. She makes everyone come by and have some tea with her. They have to have cookies and they have to talk to her for 15 minutes and talk about the children. You're charging for the fruit. And at Shemitah, there should be no charge. He still says, that's very nice. But you're ruining the whole ethics of the entire society. The point of Shemitah is not that there is no private property. The point is that we shouldn't get carried away with private property. We shouldn't think that we're the only owners of this property. But really, you should share the property in general. You should have a sign that says, look, if anybody wants to take a couple of apples, I got thousands of acres here of apples. You want a few apples, just can't take more than one bushel. Whatever rule you want to make, should be generous. Sure, the poor people, they should be able to come and have an apple. So Shemitah is trying to encourage that idea, but not so much so that, sure, just take it all, take everything you want. We can't do that. We have to maintain the values for other years. Now, some people, according to the Ravid, some people say that, Rav Kook says that if you didn't give permission, you can't take it. It's forbidden. If you didn't get permission from the old lady Goldberg, you can't take the fruits, even on the sabbatical year. But Rabbi Binyamin Zilber wrote a book about Shemitah, and he says that no, look, you should try to ask Mrs. Goldberg. It's not nice. It's her field. You should remember that it's her field. However, if Mrs. Goldberg's not around, or you don't have a chance, or you're busy, or whatever, you could, if you ate it, it's not the end of the world. So, so the two views as to this, but it's interesting that Rav Kook, a great moralist, great preacher, he said, you know what? Let's follow the Rav. You can go in the field. You should say thank you. You should do the guy a favor, send him some flowers, send him some Ricky's cookies, send him something next Shabbos that you appreciate that you took all these grapes from him. We shouldn't become ingrates just because it's Shemitah year. So it's about balance. There are times when we want to emphasize one value or another, but we should never get carried away with one value, so much so that it supersedes and outweighs the other value, and then we've lost track. Sometimes we want to encourage learning, but and then we lose certain values of other certain chesed that we should be doing. Sometimes we focus too much on chesed. The school is always running to do chesed, and you forget to learn. We have to balance our values. We have to be friendly to everybody, but we don't want to be so friendly somehow we give the wrong impression, men and women, or whatever it is. There's always a balance between one value and the other. I think the Rav has struck a beautiful balance here, even in the sabbatical year, which is a very extreme kind of year when everything goes back to being ownerless. But it's not completely so. The rabbis began by allowing you to sort of keep that fence up, and the Rav puts a further fence by saying, you know what, at least when you take something, be sure to say thank you. Thank you for joining us here at the Baron Hirsch Congregation for our discussion, Parsha, and the holidays. Thanks to Jason Lefkowitz for his production, and we want to thank our anonymous donor in honor of Ahavas Torah and the love of Torah. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.